There are many different ways to cut birds. We encourage you to talk to your family and your community members to learn how they cut birds. We also encourage you to teach people how you prefer to cut birds. We're going to start by cutting off both legs from the body, right above the thigh. Notice how she follows the shape of the leg as she's cutting. Then we're going to pop out the ball from the socket and cut it and then separate it from the body. See how she uses her finger to find the ball, and then she pops it and she cuts it right off. Then we're going to lay the bird face down and cut under the shoulder blades. And when she cuts them, the shoulder blade lifts up, and notice she's making a big cut so that she can make room for her to find the ball. Now we're going to pop the ball out of the socket, cut it to separate it from the body. This can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Might take you a little bit longer to take it off than the leg. Now we're going to cut a slit out of the boneless part of the belly and then stretch the opening. Notice she's being careful not to cut open the guts. Now she turns the body on each side and cuts through the ribs in a downward motion. Gripping the tail end and the end of the sternum, pull apart and separate the bird. And it should come right off. Now you're going to set aside the heart and the gizzard, and you could discard the rest of the guts. Some people decide to keep the lung and the intestines. If you decide to do that, please speak to a professional who knows how to properly clean those parts. Find the half of the body with the spine and the neck attached and snap it in the middle, and then you cut to separate. Find the breast half of the body and cut the collarbones and split them in half. This can be difficult because this part of the bone is a little bit more thicker than the thinner bones. With the breast side of the body, cut it straight down the middle the long way. You want to be careful when doing this because it's easier to slip and cut yourself. Preferably you want to make 2 slits on both sides of the breast meat, but if it's really small, you could just make 1 slit. We make the slits so that the meat can cook evenly. Find the leg, and at the bend we're going to snap the bone and then cut it to separate the feet from the thighs. Notice how it took her a few times to try to find the right place on where to separate it. Usually you would separate the shorter leg bone, which is at the top, from the longer leg bone, which is at the lower part, but because this bird was small, she decided not to cut it and just to keep it the way it is. Find the heart and squeeze the blood clots out. This is optional. Not everybody might want to do it, but this is the extra step that she likes to take. Now we're going to find the gizzard and feel for the soft part of the meat. There's 2 thick sides, and in the middle there's a soft part. Now we're going to cut open on one side of the soft spot and open it up. Now we're going to peel off the green matter on the inside of the gizzard until it becomes clean and smooth. In here there's sand that helps the bird digest the food that it's eating. There's some parts that can be scraped off with the ulok or peeled off. Make sure to thoroughly clean the gizzard or else it won't taste as good. Now you can place the gizzard clean side down and make 1 or 2 slits on each half of the gizzard. This is to ensure that it cooks evenly. Make sure to rinse your meat before you cook it. And that's all. Naluka. There are so many different ways to cut bird. How do you cut bird? Share your tips and tricks in the comments section. Kuya na tang vagaluchi.